Joe here. I hope you're well. Welcome to another episode. Now, the focus of this video is to share with you the process I went through to be able to move to Ghana and start making investments. Because for you to move to Ghana, what you need money. So where are you going to get the money from? You can get you're going to win the lotto, you have a rich uncle, or you're going to save up, right? And when I decided that I wanted to move back to Ghana, or eventually I'll move to Ghana, actually, let me share a little bit about my story. If you don't know me, like I said, my name is Joe. My mother took me to the UK at the age of 10. So been over 30 years I've been there, schooled there, worked there. When I came back to Ghana, after going to the UK at the age of 10, when I came back to Ghana for a visit, I was 17. And even then I knew I would eventually move to Ghana because I enjoyed the atmosphere. I enjoy just being at home. It feels wonderful. So that kind of made me serious in my studies. When I went back to school, my mom didn't have to tell me to study hard anymore because I knew that obviously I need money to be able to move back to Ghana and all that kind of stuff. And also I realized I was blessed because there were so many smart people that I saw around me here in Ghana that didn't have the opportunity to be able to study in the UK. So in a way, it kind of helped me coming back to Ghana at 17 and then going back to continue my studies, right? So I worked out that I need money. I need to build a house, right? I need to have a place and a abode where I'll stay when I come to Ghana, obviously because I don't want to be in my family's house, right? So at that time I was married, I had 2 daughters, and I did a calculation that if I continue to work, because I was working, I had a good job, right? Paying around 70K plus, just be transparent, 70K plus, I think 10% bonus, something like that. And even with that, I asked myself, how long is it going to take me to be able to save up and build a house or buy a house in Ghana? How long, right? And I think when I did the calculation, it would have taken me, maybe I would be 50, in my 50s or something like that. And it wasn't encouraging, right? So I worked out that I need to do something drastic. Something needs to change. What do you think that was? My wife? No, I'm joking. I needed to switch careers. I needed to do something that's going to pay me more for my time. And I knew it had to be something with commission. So I decided to do a commission, because I am not scared of hard work. My mother, that's one example that my mother set for me at a very young age, and even my grandmother, right? They are not scared of hard work. So I am not scared of hard work. If I have to work 12 hours, 19 hours, who cares? I will do it, right? So I know I'm not scared of hard work, so I decided that I need to do something commission-based. And around that time, I was reading a book by Eric Ries called The Lean Starter. And in that book, it says, because I'm thinking about what my business is going to be about. And I read somewhere that we are looking outside of ourselves when we want to start a business, but rather we should look internally, look at the skills that we already have and how we can use that skill or that experience to make money, to help someone make money. So I asked myself that, okay, what do I already have? Moses, what is that in your hand? As God said, what do I already possess that I can utilize to help someone else? And I, at the time, obviously, being in this, worked for Google, worked for LinkedIn, within digital advertising. At the time, I was working for Essence Digital, which is now part of Mediacom. I asked myself that, okay, I can use, and I spotted a problem. When I was a manager at Essence, I realized, especially the graduates, when they came to interview, I would say 95% or probably 98% got turned down, right? And they got turned down for 2 reasons. One, they did a shit interview. They didn't know how to conduct themselves. And secondly, they didn't really understand how digital advertising works. Oh, sorry about that. The sun. Okay, I hope it's all right. The sun, I could see the sun kind of shining from the back. They didn't understand how digital advertising worked, right? So I thought to myself, if I could impart that knowledge into these graduates and they understood how digital advertising works, then they will start to get jobs. So I called about 12 of them to a training that I hosted, and I actually did it at my workplace. Actually, I just booked a team meeting after work, and then got a permission to train them. And I trained them, and they went on interviews, and guess what happened? Guess what happened? They got arrested for tax evasion. No, they got jobs. Now, and they started telling their friends about me, the fact that I helped them to get job. So I did that, and I did it for free of charge, because I was testing the idea to see if there's a need in the marketplace. So I was there minding my own business one time at work, and then I get this call from a recruitment agency who said, hey, we've been placing the candidates you've been training. We want to have a meeting with you. Maybe we could have some sort of partnership. I said, okay, that's interesting. So I went to meet with them, and they said, hey, those candidates you've been training, you are doing a fantastic job. It's really helping them. We want you to train more graduates for us. And then when we place them, we're going to give you a percentage of the commission. And I said, well, how much would you give me? And I think they mentioned like around 20% or something like that, 30%. And then, so I said, okay. So while I was going home, on the journey back home, I'm thinking, wait a minute. I mean, I'm the one doing all the work. All they're going to do is just send the candidate CV to a company. Then they will have an interview, and that's it. So I'm the one doing most of the work. So, and I realized if I knew how to get clients, if I figured out how to get clients, then I could just, after training those graduates, I could just send those graduates to those clients, and guess what? I can have 100% of the commission. And that's what I did. So I started learning how to get clients, and I read a book by James Caan called what's it called again? Oh, I forgot. It will come to me. It will come to me, by James Caan. And that book is about his career in recruitment, how he started a recruitment company and grew it and sold it for $134 million. Right? So that kind of gave me the blueprint of how to start a recruitment agency. So that's what I did. And when I started a recruitment agency, I was still working. And then I was working, so I wake up very early. I mean, I was doing that anyway. I woke up because I knew I needed to change and become a better version of myself. So I started listening to a lot of motivational, a lot of education, because it says that if you want to be rich, study rich. Oh, sorry, if you want to be wealthy, study wealth. If you want to be happy, study happiness. If you want to be successful, study success. If you want to be a carpenter, study carpentry. If you want to be a doctor, study medicine. Right? So what? So that's what I did. That's what I did. So, and in my studies, I knew certain things about me needed to change. And the time I woke up and went to bed needed to change. So I literally started waking up around sometimes as early as 3:30, but often 4 o'clock. And I'll use that 2 hours, and I call it self-development. I'll go for a run, I will read, and I'll listen to an audio and watch something positive. So in those 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, that's what I will do. Right? I will go for a run. I went for a run or do push-ups, because if I wanted to read, I'll be very sleepy. But when I exercise, obviously that gave me more energy, and so I'll get to the office very, very early, and I'll start working myself, start reading and all that kind of stuff. And that really helped me. Even the job that I was doing, and then I started obviously doing the recruitment stuff. So I would do the recruitment before, like from maybe 7 to 9, looking for candidates for the roles that I had. I had 2 roles to fill. And then I stayed at work after 6 and did more hunting for candidates. And then guess what? I made 2 placements. 2 placements. Those 2 placements represented 2 months salary. And I did it within a couple of days. Like I did it, like I found those candidates within a week or something like that. And I was able to make a placement out of that. And I did a calculation, oh shit, if I have made these 2 placements within this short amount of time, then that means obviously if I leave and do it full time, then obviously I'll be good at it. So I started and I did that. The first year I was on par with my salary. The second year I went higher, I think about 95. And then third year it went up and up. I saw improvement. So yeah, that's how I basically and then so 2000, I started 2014, 2016. That's when I decided to come to Ghana and hire people here in Ghana so that they can work for me as virtual assistant. Basically what they did was they were headhunting candidates for me to fill the jobs that I had in the UK and in the US. So that's what I did. So I hired 2 people and grew that team to 22 people. So that was pretty much how I did it. So out of that savings that I did, or the money that I generated and the savings, I was able to buy a house here in Ghana, help my mother to move here to Ghana because my mother, I wanted to retire her or help her at least move. So it felt good to finance her moving to Ghana. And also the business that she wanted to work, she's doing rentals. Yeah, so, oh, by the way, please like, subscribe. According to Google, 90% of you, when you are watching, you are not subscribing. So please hit the subscribe button because that will enable the channel to grow and it will really help me to build a channel. You will help me build a channel by simply hitting that subscribe button and hitting that bell notification so that Google will notify you. You'll be notified whenever I upload a video. You'll be one of the first people to get it. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, like, subscribe, comment, please. Thank you. And like I said, if you are coming to Ghana anytime soon, we have short stay, fantastic short stay apartments. We have 2 of them in 2 locations, one near Kokrobite. That one you have the ocean view of the Atlantic. Fantastic beach view, So come. And also there's one in town. That one is closer to the airport. And when I say closer, like 20 minutes drive. That one is in near Kanishin, Mateiko. So it's close to like Osu Cantonment. It's like 10 minutes drive away. Selco is like 5 minutes drive away. So yeah, come. If you're coming to Ghana, stay with your brother. Support, stay, come, rent. Let me do the booking for you, yeah? It's fantastic. Really, really high standards. So like I was saying, I mean, this is how I'm only sharing my story so that maybe it will germinate or will trigger some thoughts about how you are going to tackle moving to the motherland, because you might be wanting to move. Maybe you're not from Ghana, maybe you're from Nigeria, maybe from Togo, maybe from Burkina Faso, Benin, maybe you are from South Africa, maybe you are from Congo, the Gambia, I don't know. But we need money to be able to make investments back in Ghana. So where are you going to get that from? So you need to be strategic on how you're going to get that money to fund your investments. Or I'm not saying you can't come here. I mean, it's not like you need a massive amount. Obviously, you do, depending on what you're going to do. Me, I knew I wanted to have a house ready. I didn't want to pay rent. I just want to live rent-free and just worry about my business and focus on my business. So, like I said, 2016, I came to Ghana for a period of like 5 months to hire people, grew the team to 22 people. So they're working for me. I was making good income, used that, bought a house, bought some lands, started a plastic recycling factory, gym, and there's other things that I'm kind of engaged in. And like I said, I helped my mom to move to Ghana, finance their business, bought her a car. So that's the car I'm sitting in. It's a testament to the job that I did. So yeah, pretty much that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was useful in some way. See you in the next one. Stay blessed. Take care. Bye-bye.